What's up everyone, we're going to be going through the best NBA player props on Prizepicks today. Now I did want to share the results from yesterday's picks from my exclusive Discord group, and as you guys see, we actually got 19 picks correct, which was absolutely insane. So we're on a huge hot streak, but if you want to get 19 picks right like me, win more bets and receive the best picks from some of the best bettors in the world for less than a cup of coffee, you can access the exclusive Discord and meet some of the best sport bettors in the game by joining my Patreon, which should be linked down below in the description. Once you join, you'll have complete access to the Discord and can start winning more bets today. So make sure to join my Patreon using the link in the description. And here's one of our members who just signed up and won himself $700 just yesterday. Another member who won $161 for the 5th day in a row since joining my Discord. So guys, if you want to win big money like our members, the link will be in the description. So go join the Patreon to have access to the Discord group. And I will be continuing to upload every single day on this channel the best bets and props. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my daily uploads. Alright, so let's get straight into the first pick. And when it comes to these picks, I'm not saying to chuck all of them into a parlay and hope for the best. Pick and choose the ones that you like and the ones that work best for you. So the first pick we're going to talk about is none other than Malik Monk, and this one is actually a fantastic one for actually 6.5 assists, and this one actually is for less. Now we look at Malik Monk, we've actually seen him go on the under in 3 out of the last 5 games, and they do face off against none other than the Dallas Mavericks. Now as you all know, when we look at the Dallas Mavericks, they have had a really good season so far, and they do also rank 15th when it comes to assists allowed. Now, although they do rank pretty mid-tier in that category, a big reason why we do like the under for this situation is that Malik Monk not only just has a pretty low usage rate in the assist department, but on top of that, Dallas also do a really good job at restricting assists to the guard position. Now Malik Monk has had a couple of games going on the over. He had an over, or outlier type game against Charlotte and New Orleans Pelicans. They are easier matchups when it comes to assists, and he was able to take advantage of it, but now it's brought this line a little bit too high that now we do very much like the look of the under for this one. Now Malik Monk, when we look at his unders as well, it's definitely on somewhat significantly under. His average over the last 5 is 6.6, so yes, it is slightly above this line, but I do believe those outlier games has just pushed this a little bit too high. Now, when we look at Dallas, it is going to be a tougher matchup, and we also look at Dallas, they are also a slower paced team, so we could also see that since Dallas do a great job at actually slowing faster paced teams down, so we definitely see that happening in this case, Malik Monk may not get the same amount of usage rate and the same amount of volume of assist opportunities that he usually does see. So for that reason, we are definitely sticking to the under for this situation here, and when it comes to Malik Monk, we do very much like the under. So Malik Monk, 6.5 assists for less, I think is a fantastic pick. Now getting to the next one, we're going to be talking about Max Christie. So Max Christie is also another Dallas player. Now this game definitely has a lot of great picks, and I did want to talk about this one because this one is for Max Christie for 3.5 assists, and this one actually is for less. Now we look at Max Christie, we've actually seen him go on the under in 3 out of the last 5 games, and they do face off against none other than the Sacramento Kings. Now, flipping over the script, now when we look at Sacramento Kings, we do see that they rank 22nd when it comes to assists allowed. However, the reason why we still like the under for someone like Max Christie, although Sacramento do rank pretty low, is that Sacramento do a really good job at restricting assists to the guard position. On top of that, Christie also doesn't have the highest usage rate in the assist department, and similar to Malik Monk's position, when it comes to Max Christie, he did have an outlier game against LA Lakers getting 6 assists. That was a bit of an outlier. It's brought this line a little bit too high that now there's a lot more value actually to go on the under here. Now his average over the last 5 is 3.4, so slightly below this line as well, which is great to see there. And we have most recently just talked about the pace of this game, and we aren't expecting anything extra when it comes to pace for this one. Now when we look at what the bookies are saying, the bookies also have him favored for the under as well, so that works out in our favor there. So for that reason, Max Christie, 3.5 assists for less, I think is a great pick. Now getting to the next one, we're going to be talking about Khris Middleton. So as you all know, Khris Middleton is a fantastic player, but when it comes to Khris Middleton, we all know he has been traded to his new team, the Washington Wizards, and this one is actually for 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists, and this one actually is for less. Now look at Chris Middleton. We've actually seen him go in the under in 3 out of the last 5 games, and they do face off against none other than Miami Heat. Now we look at Miami Heat, we see that they rank 7th when it comes to points allowed. Moving on into assists allowed, they rank a little bit lower as they rank 20th, and then rebounds allowed, we also see that they rank a little bit lower as they rank 25th. Now, we still do like the under for this situation here due to the fact that Miami do a great job per position against the forward position, which is what Chris Middleton is. So we definitely see Miami doing a great job at restricting forwards, and especially in this case, Chris Middleton. Now Middleton, although he's in a new team and it is a little bit of a worse team than Bucks, we actually haven't seen his usage rate increase quite a lot. We've actually seen it remain pretty low and consistently going on the under. And he's had a most recent game going on the over against Charlotte, but it is Charlotte. They are a fast-paced team. They are tanking, so that was a bit of an outlier game there. Now with a tougher matchup against Miami, who are also trying to make playoffs very, very soon. They aren't looking to tank. They are looking to go all out. And if that is the case, we could see also Chris Middleton get taken out early, as it is rumored or expected that this may be a blowout game. So we could see Chris Middleton get off the floor pretty early coming into this matchup. Now, Miami Heat are also a pretty slow-paced team. Washington are a fast-paced team. However, what we have seen time and time again is that Miami do a really good job at actually slowing down the pace, especially of these faster-paced teams. So we definitely see Chris Middleton and the rest of the Washington Wizards coming down to Miami's pace rather than vice versa, and we definitely see that playing a huge part coming into this matchup. Now his average over the last 5 is 21, so significantly below this line as well. So as you see, all signs really do point towards the under for this one, and that's why we are sticking to it. So Chris Middleton for 23.5 points, ribs, and assists for less, I think is an absolute steal. All right, so getting into the next pick, we're going to be talking about Andre Drummond. So Andre Drummond from actual, Philadelphia has been playing fantastic, and this one is for Drummond for points, rebounds, and assists for 20.5, and this one actually is for less. Now look at Andre Drummond. We've actually seen him go on the under in 3 out of the last 5 games, and they do face off against none other than the Portland Trail Blazers. Now when we look at the Portland Trail Blazers, we do see that they rank 18th when it comes to points allowed. Moving on into assists allowed, we do see that they rank 13th, so a little bit higher in that category, and then very similar as they rank 14th when it comes to rebounds allowed. So they rank pretty mid-tier in all 3 categories, and we definitely see that being enough for someone like Andre Drummond to go in the under, due to the fact that when it comes to Portland, they actually do a really good job at restricting points, rebounds, and assists to the center position. Now, Andre Drummond has definitely seen an increase in his usage rate over the last 2 games. However, we do believe we still like him on the under for this one. A big reason being is that when we look at his average over the last 5, it is 18. So he's more likely to go on the under, as we have seen consistently. Even one of the games where he did go on the over, he just made it over, by not that much. And we don't really see it as convincing enough to us for him to go on the over here. Now, Andre Drummond, although he is a part of this Philly team, there are some other big players in this Philly team that have a higher usage rate from him, and we definitely see those players taking away from Drummond into this game. Now, Portland aren't the greatest team, and with Portland not being the greatest team, we are expecting both of these teams to tank. We could see Andre Drummond get taken off early, or better yet, maybe a blowout situation may happen where he also comes off early as well. So those situations are definitely on the cards for happening, and if it does happen, we definitely see someone like Drummond going on the under here due to those reasons. Now we look at what the bookies are saying. The bookies also have him favored for the under as well, so that works out in our favor there. So Andre Drummond, 20.5 points, rebs, and assists for less, I think is a great pick. Now getting into the next one, we're going to be talking about another fantastic player, and that is none other than Carlton Carrington. So Carlton Carrington, as we all know, great player, and this one is actually for rebounds for 4.5, and this one is for less. Now, when we look at someone like Carlton Carrington, we've actually seen him go in the under in 2 out of the last 5 games, and they do face off against none other than the Miami Heat. Now, Miami Heat do actually rank 25th when it comes to rebounds allowed, which we touched on earlier. Now, when it comes to this matchup, we do very much like the under for this situation, as Miami do a really good job at restricting rebounds to the actual guard position. Now, when we look at someone like Carlton Carrington, we also do see doesn't really have that high of a usage rate in this department. He was able to get lucky here and there in a couple of games, but it was against teams that were much easier when it comes to, allowing rebounds. So with this matchup, since Miami, although they rank low as a team, they do rank very high when it comes to restricting the guards. We definitely see someone like Carlton Carrington going on the under in this situation here, especially with this Miami team going to be doing a great job at slowing the pace down as much as possible, which should lead to less volume than Carlton usually sees, which could definitely lead to an under for this one. So for that reason, we are definitely liking the under for Carlton Carrington coming into this game. So Carlton Carrington, 4.5 rebounds for less, I think is an absolute steal. Now, getting to the next one, we're going to head back to the Philly game and talk about Paul George. So, as you all know, Paul George has been playing, decently for his new team, Philadelphia. Now, Philadelphia aren't really doing the best, but this one is a great one for actually 2.5 3-points made, and this one is for less. Now, we look at Paul George. We've actually seen him go on the under in 2 out of the last 5 games, and they do face off against the Portland Trailblazers. Now, when we look at Portland, we do see that when it comes to 3-point percentages allowed, we actually do see Portland ranked 21st. Moving on into 3-point attempts allowed, we see that the Portland rank 3rd, and then 3 points made allowed, we see that the Portland Trailblazers also rank pretty decent, or not really the best, but still pretty decent at 6th. So they actually rank very high when it comes to restricting 3-pointers, and that's a big reason why we do very much like the under for this one. When it comes to someone like Paul George, we do like the under due to the fact that Portland just do a great job defensively. With the Philadelphia team and Paul George, we are expecting obviously them to continue to tank. If they continue to tank, we may not see the same amount of usage rate that we usually see from PG, which could definitely lead to an under for this situation here. Now, his average over the last 5 is 2.6, so slightly above this line, but he did most recently get lucky against New York Knicks, where he did have himself a great 3-point shooting game where he had 4 3-points made. We don't see that happening in this matchup. We definitely see him more likely to go on the under, especially with a matchup like this. So for someone like Paul George, this Philly and Portland game, we definitely like the under. And when we look at what the bookies are saying, the bookies also have him favored for the under as well, so that works out in our favor there. So Paul George, 2.5 3-points made for less, I think is a fantastic pick.